What's up, guys? We just got our first confirmation that this Friday will be the first roster update of the show. We've got about 3 to 4 weeks of baseball from sample sizes to work with here, and I figured I would share who I'm looking at. Obviously, this is a lot like real life. This is not financial advice. Do with this information what you will. I'm not telling you to invest, and I'm not telling you that you will make stubs if you invest in these players. But these are just some names that I think you should be looking at. If you want to cheat and look at my tabs at the top, go ahead. They are organized in the order of who I think, like how certain I will be that they will get upgraded. And yeah, let's get started, right? So the lowest risk investment is Jason Hayward. And you might think these stats don't look great, and that's because they don't. He's only had 25 at-bats. He's gotten 5 hits, 3 home runs, not hitting for a great average. Slugging pretty good, good OPS. But this is why, right? This is why I'm in on him. He's a 64 overall. If he can even make it to a bronze, I mean, you're looking at easy profit. Right now he's going for around 10 stubs. If he goes to a bronze, he goes up to 25. You just more than doubled your money. So low risk, pretty low reward. Unless you're going to buy like 5,000 of them, which you could do. Number 2, Logan Ondrusek, been electric for the Angels, exceeding expectations as a backstop for them so far this year. Batting .250, got 4 home runs, more power than everybody thought. Pretty good OPS. But the main reason I'm in on him is a lot like... there's got to be a better way I can do this. Market. Oh, Hoppy. Yeah, so he's a bronze, right? I feel like those stats are more indicative of like a silver card, to be honest. Really solid start to the year for him. Don't know what the defense is looking like. It's not great on his bronze card, so maybe he gets a defensive boost. Probably not. They typically save those for around the All-Star break. Number 3, Hunter Brown, got that Future Stars card. He's been electric for the Astros. He's been really solid. Only given up, only given up 2 runs so far this season. Struck out 22 batters. Has a strikeout through 9 of almost 10. That's really elite. I don't know what he's looking like K-wise, but that's a good way to judge. If a card is attributed right by SDS, he's already a bronze, so maybe he can make the leap to silver. Probably not. I would say a strikeout of about 10 per is more indicative of like an 80 K through 9. I would not expect him to get that big of a bump in one roster update, but maybe a more long-term investment in Hunter Brown. Felix Bautista has been basically untouchable for the Orioles this season. Has not pitched a ton of innings, but when he has, he's been dominant. It looks like a pretty good K through 9 for him. Or not. That's last year. Okay. Yeah, 17, right? Sorry, that took a while to find for some reason. Yeah, 17 K through 9. I mean, he's been basically untouchable. We all know he's a gold, and he probably won't go diamond, but I could see a small bump. Maybe he goes to an 84. If you could get in at, he's already past that. I don't see him going diamond, but there's an outside chance. SDS is very unpredictable with their roster updates. Sometimes they'll bump guys 3 overalls, and sometimes they'll wait a couple of roster updates to even update them. So invest at your own risk. Could go diamond. I would err on the side of probably not. Framber for the Astros has been pretty dominant this season. You can see he has like a 9 strikeout through 9. Almost an under 1 whip. Great ERA. Hasn't given up a lot of runs. His win-loss record is not really indicative of how well he's pitched this season. I think he's a low gold, so maybe he goes up a little bit. I would not expect like a dramatic jump, but maybe he goes to like an 83, something like that. Pretty good stats. His K through 9 is probably a little low. His control is probably a little low for what he's doing in real life. Framber's a good one to look at. Pete Alonso, I think he's leading the league in home runs. Obviously, Pete's DD card is has a lot of power, right? But he's also hitting for a decent average this year, and his contact against lefties is absolutely awful on this card. So another cool thing you can do with Baseball Reference. Come to splits. We're looking for platoon splits. Here we go. Against lefties, Pete is batting 321 this year with 4 of his home runs, right? So that is more indicative of like a 70 or an 80 contact against left than 58. I could see him easily making a diamond just by doing that. You can see the market's already speculating on him being about an 85. If you want to get it on Pete, it's not an awful time, especially if he goes up 2 overalls. Vladdy's been pretty good for the Blue Jays this year. Might be seeing a return to his MVP form this year. Almost 1,000 OPS, slugging pretty good. Great on base percentage. You can see he's actually walking. Terrific. Vlad looks great. I don't know what his price is looking like, but I don't think his stats are great. So he's bordering on the diamond, so he could make the jump. You can see the market speculating on him going to at least like a 86 probably. I don't know about that right here. What I would do with him is I would go to his splits, his platoon splits. How well is he hitting against lefties? He is raking against lefties. He's got 21 at-bats against lefties, hitting almost 500. He's pretty much guaranteed to go a diamond, I would imagine, with numbers like that against lefties. Luis Castillo has been dominant this year. Not a huge sample size, only 4 starts. But, an under 1 ERA, like a .5 whip, that's like DeGrom, Bob Gibson type company to be in. He's been dominant. I would be pretty confident he gets an upgrade. I don't know if he's looking at going diamond, maybe like an 84. Maybe he gets a 2 overall bump. So with him, his strikeouts are lacking and his walks are lacking. So I would probably go to Baseball Reference and look at his walks through 9 and his strikeouts through 9. So he's walking practically nobody and he's striking out 10 per 9. I would say that's higher. That's probably like a 75 K through 9, and probably like a 70 or so, 70, 80, somewhere in that range, walks through 9. I could see him going up 2 overalls for sure, easily. Belly, kind of looking like his MVP self. Don't want to speak too soon on it. He's only had 63 at-bats. It's a pretty low sample size. But I'm in on him mainly because I believe he is a bronze. I imagine he's going to be going for a bit since he's supercharged right now. So his price might not be indicative of what he's actually at. Yeah, I can see him going silver. I mean, there's no way he makes a jump to like anything past that. There's no way he goes up 6 overalls to being gold. But he looks solid. Gonna be supercharged for the next 3 days. So maybe not a great investment opportunity, but if you do have him, maybe you want to keep him. Maybe he keeps his trajectory going, ends up being a gold in a roster update or 2. If you do have him right now, maybe you want to sell him because of the supercharge. I don't see him going for more than that anytime soon. But another person to look out for that might get upgraded. Sonny Gray has looked like one of the better pitchers in the league so far this year. Really solid. I mean, immaculate strikeouts through 9 for him. Almost a sub-1 whip. I mean, he's been great. For the Twins, I believe he's like a mid-silver. Don't know what his stats are exactly looking like. Too low of hits through 9 is what I'm seeing. Probably too low of K through 9. And probably too low of walks through 9, to be honest. I mean, I can see all that going up. You see him getting like a 78, 79. I doubt they would bump him to a gold right now, but definitely could go up in value. You can see the market speculating him to be about an 80 or an 81 overall. I don't see it. It could happen. SDS sometimes does bump players a lot like that, but I don't see him jumping 5 overalls. Next up, Bo Bichette, absolutely raking for the Blue Jays. 1,000 OPS. You don't see that from shortstops too often. I'm sure his hitting stats are good in the game. They're not that good. I could see him going to 82, 83. I imagine the market will probably be too high on him. He's supercharged, so that's not going to help. 1,500 isn't bad. That projects him to be about an 84 overall. I could see him getting there. Obviously, can't see exactly what his normal stats are without being on the game, but I could see him getting to an 83. This roster update probably might be looking at MVP Bo this year. Next guy up, Jared Kalenic. He's been great. Finally, he looks like how he was projected to be a couple years ago. 1,000 OPS, one of the only guys in the league right now with 1,000 OPS. Looks elite. We know he's a bronze because he got supercharged. Another guy, maybe not this roster update because he's supercharged to invest in. But in the future, if you have him right now, maybe you want to hold on to him. 700 super high. That would have him being like an 83 overall. Don't see that happening at all. He'll be lucky to make it to silver. Arias hit for the cycle a couple days ago. The thing that always holds him back is the power. He's slugging pretty decent, so I imagine he's hitting a lot of doubles and whatnot. But one home run on the season is not gonna be good enough to get his power where it needs to be. He's already a silver. I could see him getting close to a gold. He has to hit good against lefties. To ever have a chance, he's going to have to hit good against lefties. This year against lefties, he's batting 385. No doubles, no triples. I could see him getting like a 78, 79. Don't see him going higher than that. Market's speculating him to be like close to an 83 overall. Don't see that. Don't see a huge jump like that out of him. Maybe he can make it to an 80 overall gold. I'd imagine that's probably the best case scenario. And then we get to basically my two locks, right? I can pretty much guarantee that these two guys will probably get upgraded. Jose Alvarado has probably been the best reliever in the majors so far this year. He's been untouchable, has like one of the highest K through 9s of all of the majors, and he's a mid-silver in the game. Definitely somebody I would be looking at. Maybe you don't buy on him if the speculation's too high, but I would consider holding him. Could see him. I mean, look, that's a great price. That is not a bad price. I could see him getting to like a 78, 79 overall. Maybe making a jump to gold next roster update. I mean, he's got good stats. Really, it comes down to his walks. How many batters is he walking this year? None. Not one. There's not been one batter he's walked in 26 batters faced. So that's a full game. So he has not walked a player in 9 innings worth of batters. So, yeah, I would expect his walks through 9 to go up, maybe like 45, something like that. Maybe the hits go up, maybe the home runs go up, maybe the clutch goes up. I think he'll at least get to a 78. He could be looking at gold, probably not. Relievers are very finicky, and it's hard to get a good sample size with them. And then this is everybody's lock. This is the automatic one. Matt Chapman is playing out of his mind right now. Probably the best hitter in Major League Baseball right now. And he's right on the cusp of being a gold. Speculation has him between like a 84 and a diamond right now. I don't see that happening. But I could easily see him getting to like an 83. The contacts are way too low, right? I mean, you saw it. He's batting 400. Check his platoons. 500 against lefties, 400 against righties. I mean, that's way, 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 way higher than what this is. I could see like 75, 85. That would be a huge upgrade. That would get him way up. I don't think he's slugging that well. He's slugging about... it's hard to tell. He's hot right now. A 1250 OPS is absolutely insane. He's definitely locked to go up. I probably wouldn't pay more than what an 83 is, which is around 1,200 stubs. Uh, I think this is a little high. I don't see him getting that high. But below 1,500, I can't argue with it. I could see him going to an 84, to be honest, 83, 84. Don't see him going diamond, but if you can get him for the right price, or if you already have multiple of them, then it's not a bad idea. And that is my roster update. Predictions, I guess. Projections, however you want to say it. Again, not financial advice. Do not go invest in these players. If you don't believe in them, this is just my opinion. This is some guys I would be looking at, some guys I'd be considering, depending on what you're looking at. Seems really solid. And yeah, if that was helpful, feel free to like and subscribe, and peace.